Welcome to our tour of an inside cabin on P&O Arvia. This cabin is on deck 4. Please stick around to hear our thoughts about having a cabin on this deck and its location. It's fair to say that this is a compact cabin, but perfectly fit for purpose for 2 adults sharing. We chose to have our bed configured as a queen, but you can also choose to have 2 twins. This cabin has everything you need to enjoy a cruise at an affordable price. We paid £55 per person per day, and when you think about everything that's included on a P&O cruise, that's pretty good. Next to the bed are reading lights and a USB point that's really handy. Find them under the light switch. It's also worth noting that the light switch with the circle on it is for the night light by the bathroom door. That helps if you need to visit the bathroom in the night. The bed is very comfortable and you can watch TV from here if you want to spend some time relaxing in this cabin. Under the TV is where you'll find the fridge. There's room to store any drinks and a small ice bucket. There's a good sized mirror in front of the desk and there's shelves underneath for storage. There's also some useful coat hooks for hanging bags, hats and jackets. On the desk and shelves is plenty of information about Arvia, onboard activities and the room service menu. Room service is available 24 hours a day for a small charge. We ordered a P&O Cruises Club sandwich, which was very good and was £4.75 with a £2.50 delivery fee. Continental breakfast can be ordered with just the delivery fee to pay. Every cabin on Arvia has a kettle with tea, coffee and sugar that's replenished daily. There's also highball glasses for any cold drinks you want to enjoy in the cabin. By the desk there's 2 UK plug sockets and 1 European plug socket for the kettle. We didn't use our kettle, so we used the extra plug socket. The hairdryer in the cabin is pretty good, so there's no need to pack one. The cupboard next to the desk is where you'll find the safe and laundry bags if you need to send any items to the professional laundry for a fee. It's worth knowing that you have access to the self-service laundry on the port side of each passenger deck that's free to use. You just need to bring some washing tablets. The wardrobe is where your life jackets are stored and a good place to store shoes at the bottom. The bathroom is small but light. The mirror is well lit, so it's almost like having a light ring when you're doing your makeup. There's a decent sized countertop with shelving above and below the wash basin. Definitely enough places to store all of your toiletries and makeup. For a small bathroom, the shower is a really good size and has a glass screen. Overall, this standard inside cabin was small but functional. After our 14-night cruise, we thought we'd let you know what we thought.
Hello, so we have just spent the last 2 weeks on Arvia in our inside cabin, and so we wanted to give you a bit of an update of how we found it. We were a bit concerned about the location, and we were a bit concerned when we initially got in that we wouldn't have enough storage. So here is our review of an inside cabin on deck 4 on P&O's Arvia. Our room number was 4655. We were at the very end of the corridor. It was classed as a mid-aft, but the whole aft of deck 4 is crew area. So we were basically the last cabin before the crew area. Now, we initially thought, actually, it's quite quiet down here. It's a smaller deck because obviously some of that room is taken up, but there were some downfalls, weren't there?
Yeah, there has been some downfalls. So on coronation night, a section behind us...
It's the officers' crew mess.
It's the officers' crew mess, right. And they were partying in there till 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. Fine, they all wanted to celebrate, I get that. But unfortunately it was a little bit...
rowdy.
We reported it to our room steward, Joel,
yeah.
who's a lovely chap.
Really helpful.
Really nice. He then reported it to the deck manager. And she come and saw us right away, very concerned about it, and apologised. Well,
she contacted the relevant departments.
Yeah, and in all fairness, it was fine after that. It was just one night. Brought us a nice bottle of Prosecco.
Yes,
as an apology,
yeah.
And did offer for us to move to deck 10. Another internal cabin, but to be quite honest, it was getting, I think it was on our 2nd week at that point.
It was kind of midpoint because the coronation was on the Saturday, wasn't it? So it was halfway through our cruise, and we thought, actually, we'll see how it goes. If it's every night that they're out partying till 2 o'clock, then we would look at moving. Yeah. So we tried it another night. The next night they were quiet again because they'd all got it out of their system, obviously, for the coronation.
Which is fair enough. However, there is more of a downfall. Below us, we found out that it's below us. We do hear late at night, I think they're dragging big trolleys about. It sounds like metal against metal.
It's like a rumbling of thunder.
It's like thunder, isn't it?
Yeah. So
And,
we couldn't work out because right behind our cabin is also a crew area, and we had a look through a door because right next to our cabin, an entrance to their corridor. So when we opened that just to have a look to see what was actually behind us, it's just like a walkway where the crew use to move from place to place, and they do use that door. Different departments do use that door to access the passenger areas, but we couldn't work out if it was coming from right behind us. We think now it's from below, so it's on deck 3. Sometimes we heard nothing and we were saying, you know, actually this is really nice, it's really quiet down here, and then other times there were just moments during the day and the evening where it was quite loud, and it's just because of the position of the it is of where we are in relation to like the crew areas. So really our advice is that deck 4 does have its advantages, and we'll talk about those in a minute, but it also has its disadvantages. So we have cabins above us,
don't hear anything,
no, but we have crew area below, behind and to the side. So the reason why we ended up with this cabin, just to put you in the picture, we had a guaranteed cabin. It was the first time we've done a guaranteed cabin, and we took a risk, but what we did was we booked it through an online travel agent, Igloo Cruise, and we paid a bit extra, didn't we, just to guarantee that we were in a quieter area. Ironically, the extra payment was it was still guaranteed cabin, but they would put us somewhere where we were either mid-aft or mid-forward, and we would be quieter, so we wouldn't be positioned near a laundrette, perhaps.
The laundrette may have been quieter.
We are thinking now.
Because at the end of the day, people surely, well, I think there's a closing time anyway.
The laundrette on here is locked at 10 o'clock, so it can't be used overnight. So actually, we think overnight it might have been quieter by the laundrette. But you just don't know, and because it's a guaranteed cabin, you don't have those choices. The reality is, if you book a guaranteed cabin, you're going to be allocated a cabin that no one else has chosen. It's the ones that there's left. Okay, the advantage of that is it is a lot cheaper, but you do run the risk of being put somewhere where it's maybe not your preference.
You do.
So that's what we've learned really, is that we probably...
But the disadvantage is that it is. However,
we probably wouldn't go for a guaranteed cabin.
No.
Again.
But there is advantages.
Yes.
Like docking.
Yes. So the advantage of being on deck 4 is that when we go in ports, we most of the time were the gangway was either on deck 3 or deck 4. Sometimes it was on deck 6 in the atrium, but a lot of the time
What's only in the atrium?
And I think tomorrow when we disembark it will be on deck 6 as well in the atrium. But the advantage of that is that you can just literally walk down the corridor, maybe down one flight of steps,
and not wait an hour for a lift.
And on the way back you haven't got to try and battle a lift. You know, if you're on deck, I don't know, 10 upwards, you're going to want to probably take a lift after you've been wandering around port all day, but this means that literally you don't have to wait for a lift. You either walk to your cabin or you just walk one flight of stairs. So that was really a good advantage. Like I said, generally, other than the noise around us, the corridor
it's
itself
been a great cabin.
was
the corridor's quiet. You get your usual people banging doors, but I don't care where you are on a ship. They've got no respect. They just let the door slam shut. They can't all be as perfect as we are.
We gently close our cabin door, but everyone around us seems to just like open it and just like let it slam. So there we go. You get that everywhere.
Yeah, but the room, it's compact. Everything's compact, but it's pretty perfect, really. I really was really concerned about this because I knew it was smaller than internals we've had before. The gap down the sides of the bed is extremely small, but you're sleeping in here really more than anything, and there's plenty. As much as there's no drawers for your clothes,
no drawers at all. So
there's
it's all
shelves. It's shelves, and there's plenty enough. That was my main concern.
We packed. Well, we packed for a 2-week cruise, so you know we've got 2 weeks worth of clothes. We've got all our toiletries. We've got all our shoes. All of those things, and we managed to find places for all of it. So if you're concerned about having an internal cabin and not having enough storage, it is definitely possible. And we aren't light packers, are we?
No, we're not light packers.
We like options. So we did pack 2 big suitcases each and 2 hand luggages and a rucksack. So we did manage to find places for all of it.
I think just one tip is just to keep your cabin tidy. You've got to do, because if not, you'll just find yourself in a mess. But we have. Which is a first for us, probably. Because the first day too, it's lovely and tidy. Then it all goes out of the window.
The other thing is the bathroom is okay for us.
Yeah.
The shower was a decent size.
Yeah.
It had a proper screen.
Yeah.
Which we liked. I would think possibly for anyone who's plus size that the toilet might be a bit of a squeeze in terms of storage. There wasn't any like cupboards underneath the sink, but there was plenty of shelving.
Oh, there's plenty of plenty of storage
that we would be able to put all our toiletries and makeup and things like that.
They've done very well to get everything in such a small space.
Yes, yeah. Only things that we probably would say that could be improved would be the lighting. There's no light above us at the moment. That is in front of the TV. There's also no light in front of the door, and the problem with that is that when you open the wardrobes,
that's the big one.
You then block off the one light that you have got, so you're opening the wardrobes and it's quite dim in your wardrobe.
An internal light in the wardrobe would have been ideal.
Yeah. That would have solved the problem, wouldn't it?
Definitely.
In terms of the things that maybe tips that we would give, I would say if you need more hangers, definitely ask your cabin steward for some more hangers. And the good thing about that is that we were given wire coat hangers, which meant that actually we could hang up anything that we needed. In the shower there is a clothesline, and so you can put the wire hangers over the top of that and either steam your clothes in the from the shower. You can also hang your bathing costumes and things like that on there if you need to dry anything. So wire hangers are really handy for that. The other thing that you can ask your cabin steward to do is to get the ice bucket that's in your room filled. You can ask for that just to be filled on a daily basis, and that was really handy because you can have a nice cold drink in the room. In terms of plug sockets, you have mostly got British plug sockets. You have got 2 next to the desk and 1 European plug, and then on one side of the bed you have got another British plug, and in both of the lights, the reading lights that you've got next to each side of the bed, you've got a USB point as well.
Yeah.
So we had plenty of plugs, and it was really handy. We didn't have to have the adapters as well.
Yeah. There is nowhere in the bathroom to charge your toothbrush or perhaps a razor?
No, so just bear that in mind, that if you do take something like a razor that you need to charge, make sure that you have an adapter so that you can use a normal plug for it. Because
I did actually use the European one for putting my toothbrush holder into.
On the TV you've got some channels that you can watch. They're mostly news channels, so you've got things like BBC World News, Sky Sports News. Also for an internal cabin, it's nice to be able to have a look at the bridge cam to see what the weather's like, see what the conditions are like, and just see where you are when we're in port, just to see outside. So we did that, and that was ample enough for us, wasn't it? Part of it, you can go onto the weather and the navigation, which is interesting to see where you are. There's on-demand films and box sets.
Yeah, quite up-to-date films.
Yeah, and those are the ones that are also shown in the cinema. So the onboard cinema has 3 screens, and they rotate the different films throughout your cruise, and they'll repeat them so that if you miss it one day you can watch it another. But also those films are available on your TV. So if, for example, it's a sea day and it's not very nice weather outside, the cinema is probably going to be quite busy, and so if you don't get a seat there, you can still watch the film in your room. So our muster station for this cabin was the 6th Street Diner on deck 6. So we're deck 4 for 655, and we just went up 2 flights to the 6th Street Diner. So that's what you would do when you first get on board. You would be directed straight to your muster station, you check in there, and then you come back and you watch the on TV safety video, which is much better.
Yeah, it's a great, easy way. And
I'm really glad that P&O are still carrying that on after lockdown, because that was something that was introduced when cruising resumed, and they have continued it, so that is a good thing.
Yeah, good idea.
So that's our review of our interior cabin on deck 4 on P&O Arvia. We hope you found it helpful. If there is any questions about internal cabins or on Arvia or anything about deck 4, please leave your questions or queries in the comments and we will try our best to answer them. Thank you ever so much for watching. Please consider subscribing, because this is the first of lots of videos that we're going to have about P&O Arvia. So if you are planning a cruise on P&O Arvia and are looking for more information, you will be able to find videos about the entertainment, the dining, a ship tour, everything that hopefully you'll need to make sure that your cruise goes to plan. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
What else was there?
Ooh.
So that is our review of our cabin. So that is. We hope you found it. We hope you found it. We hope you found it helpful.
Make sure to watch the outtakes.
We hope you find it. We hope you find it. Please consider subscribing.
Do that again, because I was scratching my back.
Thank you ever so much for watching.
Thank you, and happy cruising.